range on GH just yet, but when GH holds behind the tower, the Observer Ward, it doesn't see him. He's in a small crevice. Now he comes out. Faith will see him. And well, no, they're not going to use it just yet. Necrophos starting his TP in. So Faith will just drag the wave down.
I actually thought Kaka had eyes on him earlier and they were going to stampede for it, but I guess he was just outside of the night vision range of Sanking. So, no kill, and LiQuid defend. So buying more time for their lineup. They just need space and time to farm and get these towers. Juggernaut is doing a pretty good job here. Miracle finding some good farm. The Darkseer has been relatively quiet, but it will now be completing the next soon. And GH's Blink, you were talking about it, it's 900 away, but he can farm it pretty quickly with this Ion Shell held from Mind Control.
As long as he times the last hits, right?
Oh, he's letting Mind Control get some CS actually.
Okay, he'll take that. He'll take the last two.
Yep.
But this is still a good position for NewBee too. Like we've been looking for something that gets them back into this series, and having real superb team fight from NewBee, which is an essential thing against LiQuid's sustain. That's what it's all about. That's going to give us our clash. That's going to give us our clash we were really searching for.
NewBee need to get a Roche, I think. Get some wards out here, start putting that pressure. They have the Mass Serpent wards, they have the Exorcism. It's a lot of ulti commitments, but it would be a good move. Instead, they're going to turn it into a rotation toward top into tier 2. That's also a great high impact play if they can pull it off.
But they can kill Matumberman. He's the man looking to build a Radiance. Faith's just going to get close enough to get the Hex. Thanks to the Observer Ward they have behind. They see everything stampeding forward. Exorcism is down. There's a lot of damage. KP is taken, but they'll still get the kill onto Matumberman. SCC once more. Kuro TP'd in to try and help out, but now he's trapped. Kaka, no Bar Strike for another 2 seconds, but the Exorcism will do the work. And Kuro, Kaka even commits it to ensure it. So that's 2 kills up on the top lane and now pressure to the tier 2 tower.
Looks like LiQuid don't want to give up the tower though. They're going to send in Shaker and Darkseer to try and delay this push.
Well, Master was it down. LiQuid might think twice about it. At least Mind Control gives the buckler effect, but Kaka, Fire Strike, he's looking at Mind Control, but knowing that GH has the vision behind the lines is not what they want to go into. So they'll let the Mass Serpent Walls die, or maybe not. Miracle's coming in from the south. Fire Strike up, Kaka actually dodging the fact, but he cannot dodge the spin of Miracle. He's also Iron Shell bumped up, double TP's out, SCCC, his TP's coming off cooldown in a second. He had to move one of his null talismans out of his backpack, and now starts up at GH. Echo slams it down. The silence, it needed to connect on the Earthshaker.
Yep. He tries to get the silence on both of them, both the Jugger and Shaker, but GH was just out of range.
Difficult to do when you don't have that vision.
I think if he committed for a silence on Shaker, he might have lived. I'm not sure if Juggernaut had enough damage with Ion Shell and level 1 Omnislash to actually kill the BP out of the TP there, but good kills for LiQuid. They defend their tower, and they played these small advantages. They had 2 dead heroes, and they still defended their tower and found exit kills, just using that Ion Shell and the rotating Juggernaut very well.
I'm still interested though, like when NewBee have that big string, like they're finding these exit kills, LiQuid are coming in force, I'm not saying they can find him, because you haven't felt the effect of the Venomancer yet. Boogie continues to farm up, and he only really comes to join the fights when this tier 1 tower on the top lane is being threatened, and that's what they're doing. Observer Wards on the hillside, Faith gonna move in close enough, they'll get the Hex, they default Shackles, the Fissure, nice from GH, Force Storm, Stampede from KP, trying to create space, Lich only won't continue his bounce however, but KP's on the wrong side of the tracks, Omnislash, they have enough damage to get through Kaka, but Miracle trapped under the towers, KP still alive, he ran all the way up to the north, even has his Blinker Babble and steals the bounty rune from Team LiQuid. It's a call for a support, the top tower, it does fall in favor of Matumberman who committed in. SCC's Spirit Sight, but not enough to sway you from the attack.
Or Blink. And all 3 items have their value in this game. It's just...
That's a nice rune. Double damage rune, but the bad thing is the Echo Slam catching out at SCCC. They're already using that Hurricane Punch to get him free for the Stampede. They'll turn around, Massive force it down too. They find the kill into the Earthshaker. Now NewBee want to roll with the momentum into Mind Control, who stands his ground, taking it for the team. Exorcism has been burnt, and there is a creep wave here to work with. But what NewBee want is something bigger. They want Roshan.
This is their good timing for this. 10 seconds on Shaker, 30 on the Darkseer. Don't think LiQuid are in any position to contest this. This was the big moment we were waiting for NewBee, where they find the key kills close to that objective. And getting the full value out of Exorcism here. He's even going to heal up to full here. SCC did so much damage with the Ghosts that he's ready to go somewhere else. Roche will fall, and they'll probably give the Aegis to the Venomancer.
Yeah, it is on Boogie. GH has to be really sad. That was the first reveal of his Blink dagger, and I don't think he had a victory over Team LiQuid.
That's a lot. You're 20k ahead, minute 20 total. That's generally a win.
That would be pretty big.
I don't know if I've ever seen a team come back from that. Well, you know, they're just 18k off, so if they get that in the next 30 seconds, then you're right. Looking forward to that play out of NewBee.
Thanks for your analysis, Minderin. You're a dear. Shaker ready to fight on bottom lane already. NewBee are feeling someone is down here. They're scanning inside their own jungle, waiting for the LiQuid attack. This is where Moogie needs to get those plague wars down, get really good vision, which LiQuid already have. That observe board just to the south side of the tree line. They see the defense that NewBee have in position, even in this nighttime cycle.
This is actually something we didn't talk about at all about LiQuid's lineup. I think this is the first lineup from LiQuid we've seen today in all of their games where they don't have a single vision hero. And that is, to me, this TI has been more about vision than any other TI.
Oh, my top lane. Necro slam, Kaka.
That's what happens if you don't have vision, and you die. Meanwhile, on bottom,
Matumba?
got a little bit of a book reading club in the bottom of the map. Go for one tower into the next.
Club, they can be down
His
here.
Age is the Immortal on Venomancer. He could just cross straight down to bottom and take that tower, or you just try to go for high ground.
Yeah, put down a plague ward, at least see what's there.
They have an Arcane Rune on the Death Prophet, so
Darkseer just TP'd back in. The Plague Wars don't see in deep enough. They only see Matumba, but they don't see Kuro, Mind Control, and GH. So Exorcism is up for the Death Prophet. She has a Yule 7 taking a lot of damage, but the Master was also down. Matumba taking the damage in order to get rid of a couple of them. The Moogie, there's more wards where they came from. That mid tower dropping quickly. 600, 500 fortification used by Team LiQuid. Trying to hold them out. Mind Control trying to wrap around through the north. Hoping to get into the back lines of NewBee. But that wonderful back combination does happen. In fact, Surgeon to get back inside the base and keep the defense going. The tier 3 tower at 283. But it looks like enough. NewBee are happy with the chip damage. They will now disengage.
they can wait another minute.
That's not there.
Again, but then
And
they
life
won't
gets
have their
even harder. A full Radiance is done. At least for the Necro. So I say harder for NewBee in the team fight to get every single hit.
Kaka?
Yeah, middle of nowhere.
No.
And Scythe. Executed.
They didn't know GH was there. He blinked into the side, and then GH saw him and just like, wait, what? Cast a couple spells, got the kill from Matumba. Nice little Reaper kill, so 1 minute out of play.
I think GH stole In Flame's luck for finding everyone in the tree line.
I think Inflame had vision. That's like it's a bit of a different story when you're playing heroes like Puck and Bad Rider. You can at least see things. And I think LiQuid are doing a good job in this
Miracle. He needs vision of this. He's starting his spin. He won't have time. He can't TP out now. The Stampede, they're trying to close the distance so the Hex from Fates can come out. The Plague Ward going to block the retreat off the Juggernaut. He doesn't know it. That's why the movement path send him back towards the south. KP comes in to lend the extra stun. And Juggernaut will fall on the top lane. I don't know if LiQuid can really get a rebuttal. They're pushing in the mid lane, so at least they get momentum.
pretty rare mistake from Miracle. He seems to always have these TP things under control when he's playing Juggernaut, but that time he didn't have it in his inventory. He's like, wait, I don't have TP. Okay,
That's what was it? We were casting, okay, bottom lane. We might go back to that moment on top lane. The Gale out from Moogie. Nova being committed. GA starting his TP. Yulset will end up cancelling that one. Necro wants to run away. The Lynch ulti gonna bounce perfectly. GA has the stun. Moogie's BKB will also be expended to hold that lane. Was it LFY we were talking about, who were just so efficient with their usage of abilities?
Same time,
you
you
never
never
committed the
committed
same kind of thing, but you didn't have the mana on Faith. He's grouping up with the rest of NewBee around Roshan, which is up. So if you do lose the tier 2 tower, no one's defending this. They'll even burn Exorcism of SCCC to ensure this Roshan goes down very, very quickly. But yeah, as you mentioned, Faith, he went back to regenerate as well as pick up the Aghanim Scepter. LiQuid, they are coming. But do they get here quick enough? The Plague Wards are down. Karka staying outside the pit. They know that LiQuid will have to come from the south. The Hex is out already. Miracle spinning inside the pit. Roshan's down low. The back wall is nice. The Master Force are down too. But the accuracy! Lynch ulti! It's here! 3 down for NewBee. They need to be able to survive. The BKB to allow Moogie to survive with Miracle. Killing off Roshan. Taking the agency more. The Master Force are doing diddly squat at the moment. Even the sight. Heavy damage into Moogie. On the retreat. The Burrow Strike. Not hitting the money. Karka has to retreat back out again. The Plague Wars making it difficult for LiQuid just to get out of this scot-free. But now the Fusel Blade out from Miracle, catching up Moogie, ending the dominating streak. And the big advantage that NewBee had just disappeared.
It's a beautiful combo here from between the Darkseer and the Earthshaker. So look at how GH backs off to the bottom right. Mind Control runs and gets the 2-man back wall. And Shaker Fissure needs to blink Echo here. And Kaka can't can't really get in from the right-hand side. He was getting his blink cancelled by the Radiance of Matumba Man you see walking in, so this whole team fight for NewBee just didn't work out. I think the problem for them is that they didn't have the right heroes in the right position to break the smoke. Shadow Shaman was in an awkward spot.
Oh, that is not a good facial expression.
KP was not ready. They needed to have a better spread around the pit with Centaur to the bottom and the Sanking to the top right, so that the two assault angles from LiQuid would get countered by heroes with blinks. And instead LiQuid just got an opening, just ran in for it. Nobody stopped the Darkseer.
That prepared position I was talking about doesn't exist when the Venomancer is still down or having to climb back when the push arrives. Miracle when the Aegis Immortal does the first bit of damage to the NewBee base, feeding into the tier 3 tower. KP's watching him, and they're looking. They get the Hex over on GH, but as Phaeton gets caught out, trying to look for his own Hex. Quick man to style out. KP looking for the horse stop, but GH's Fissure right in the money. Karka coming in, looking for any kind of stuns that make it so LiQuid have overcommitted. Rotovatos onto the Necrophos. You've lost your Shadow Shaman, but Venomancer back to the living. Nova's available too. Miracle, you can bleed him out, but remember he's still got the secondary life. The Boris strike, they're just trying to chip away at him. That tier 3 tower, it's going, it's gone. Miracle will grab it. The spin, he wants to back out now, but no magic community is too risky to stick around. But they got what they wanted. Tier 3 tower down. The shrines are now opened up, unless LiQuid. Do they want to? You have Blink Echo Slam. They could just reinsert. And that is exactly what they're looking for.
NewBee don't have information, so they're going to take it easy. Another ward down.
Oh, get away from there, KP. Mind control. He doesn't have vision on the high ground. It was just a fact. They lost their ward, trying to back it down.
Yeah, they saw the vacuum with their plague wards. They got vision. LiQuid are going to back out. So we were talking tradition earlier for this play to push bottom if they could have just taken mid-racks. You know, I was thinking, okay, here comes the butterfly. Well, let's have a look at this.
Yeah, here's the fight. So KP gets the double stun. Karka brings in a huge amount of damage, but it's SCC that could just stand in the middle of the fight, and there's that timing. The Juggernaut.
It must have been within a second. We saw him have it, and the click was over on the Necro, and he died with the Aegis.
You heard the sound go off at the same time as the Juggernaut died.
Yeah.
That's what made it so damn
That's
close.
timing.
Yep.
Timing for you.
I'm wondering if NewBee had the counter in their mind. If they did, that was pinpoint accuracy, and Miracle could scratch his head and go, you know what, why me? Why me? But this is what NewBee needed. They can turn the graph around. The experience kicks back up. That was a very good fight for them. The gold doesn't swing anywhere near as much.
It's not. I think so. What LiQuid are thinking here is we have good vision up here. I thought they were going to stay in this area, but they want to push one more wave out mid and check the Roche. Like in many situations, you would see that the team with the high ground vision stay there with like 4 heroes and send 1 hero scouting into that Roche pit. But it was simply this mid wave that they wanted to take care of. Now that that's done, they're starting to get back into position.
Yule stepped up. They'll drop it back down again. Out of the Yule step, the hit. Karka connects on his stun. Follow from KP, but mind control drags them back in unwillingly into the fight. KP, he's got no way out. No stampede available. 2 heroes lost from NewBee. LiQuid have opened the window.
This is at the very minimum back at 5 back force. Maybe they would on bottom and force a reaction, or they could close call, but Karka gets out. So LiQuid can try to force in bottom. Since there's no tier 3 tower, these barracks have to be defended, but currently the momentum is going the way of NewBee.
He's got that Gem of True side. They're trying to get rid of the Observer Wall they saw on the other side of the hill, so the Plague Ward does it in 2 shots. And Team LiQuid, this is not something they want to lose, so they're going to 4-man smoke up. Miracle just used his spin. This feels so much like bait. Boogie feels it too. Scaling into Miracle. They're not committing too heavily in with the Venomancer. Remember, he has that BKB. So reaction token was all about Miracle. The Burst from Karka. It'll connect, follow up Fissure, but KP, he'll get the sun up the massive force in the middle of the field. Darkseer, coded up. Miracle, the Echo Slam there from GH on the Omni side. And damage out for 2 mid with the side. SCC is gone for 2 mid. The Lich Chamber bouncing back down. Karka trying to hide himself, but right now it's all LiQuid. They have taken down 4. He'll get the buyback from the Venomancer. GH with the force up. He won't even die for this. LiQuid lose nothing, but take everything from NewBee.
That was so close. Miracle with 5% HP got off that Omni Slash, and it turned the entire fight. GH waited as long as he could on that bait to come in with the Echo Slam that broke the shackles and let Miracle get his spell off. And LiQuid, man, that looked so scary. It really looked like Miracle would die. And if he falls there, it's a different story. I don't even think he had buyback on the Juggernaut at that moment. But got a lot of gold from the fight. They'll take the Roche, and they're going to more than likely just head down mid. They have 10 seconds on healing ward, so Miracle will be up to full again. And
and they can just do the same as previous, put Miracle on the front lines. Let's have a look at that moment once more. So
He
Miracle,
wants this DD.
he does.
Instant stun, blink away, connect again. Now they're going to shackle him out. So here are the shackles. Miracle's dropping soul. There's the Echo Manta. Omni. Just barely getting bailed out by GH.
And with that double damage upgrade, it's too much. And here comes LiQuid into the melee racks on mid. Still no death profit for 40 seconds. LiQuid doing severe damage to the NewBee home. They'll rotate towards the bottom. The tier 3 towers. That was mere prep work for LiQuid. Now they follow through. A nice Burrow strike onto 2. They need more play balls. They need more defense. But Miracle doesn't give two hoots. Just keeps beating through the buildings. Fortifications there to protect the range racks and buy time for Death Prophet to come back alive again. When she's up, she still won't have exorcism. It'll be on cooldown for another 38 seconds. Miracle, a quick pushback. That's the Hurricane Pike going to work. A Tumberman sticking with it. Team LiQuid, they're going to make the play for Megas. Death Prophet, 5 seconds until she's up. The Hawkstone lost the Gale into the Necro. Massive force. They've got really good range for that active upgrade, so they can defend inside the base. LiQuid can also wait this out. The shackles, it holds Miracle. They just keep chaining him across the universe. They hold him. Kaka wants to come out for more, but be careful. GH has Blink Echo Slam up and running.
Healing ward in the back. LiQuid are so close. Just one more good fight. They know there can't be buybacks on NewBee's lineup. They must have done so much economical damage that any big kill.
They see everything. Here comes the Echo Slam. Is it going to be enough or not yet? The Fissure is out. Necro control. It's a nice oldie from Moogie. Maybe the regeneration's enough. Miracle. The Agassi model will pop Faith. Able to shackle him forever. Holding him. Up they come once more. No Hex. No Instant Sun Babel. Omni Slash on top of Moogie. The Shrines are doing enough. But it is all the Miracle Joe. Double kill for him. Defuse the blade. NCCC. While Centaur controlling the back line. The Exorcism. It needs to do some damage. But right now, NewBee dropping life flies. And GG. It's done. LiQuid will be the first team in the history of the International to whitewash the grand final. 3-0 victory over NewBee.
They have been absolutely fantastic over the last few days. LiQuid, they were so close to elimination like 2 or 3 times in a row. And every single time they overcame it. And today they just looked like just flat out the best team in the world. This series, it's not only a 3-0, those pretty convincing wins for the most part. Just a clearly better team. Big congratulations.
You thought the run could have been over. They were knocked down in the quarterfinals by Invictus Gaming. They did the hard road all the way through the lower bracket. They fought all the way up into the grand final, taking out in the lower bracket final LFY at the start of today. A team which everyone thought their play in the group stage was beyond contest. They kept fighting. Then up against NewBee. A 3-0 victory. Styled from all around. Team LiQuid, we thought they could claim the Aegis of the champions. And they're about to do exactly that. Your champions of the International 2000.